Hey, how's it going? How have you been? Hope you're good. Hope y'all are good. Happy eclipse. Happy full moon. Even though these are timeless readings, as I'm recording this, we just finished the eclipse. Well, I guess we're technically still feeling the effects. It just happened about a few hours ago. Probably around 12 hours ago at this point. What is there to say, man? I mean, we're out here healing. I'm going through my own stuff, healing as usual. It's just what it is. I wanted to tap in, do a reading, and just, yeah, I'm not going to keep you too long, but we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. We're going to say a prayer, take a breath, swap the order, and then we're going to get started. All right, pray to God, my guides, my angels, God, Spirit, my guides, my angels, my ancestors, to help myself, the collective, and anybody watching the scene declare his messages for the highest good of all involved in our love and relationships. For a timeless light reading, can call it an eclipse reading if you want. We're going to be starting out using the Sorcerer's Tarot. I have all of my decks with me today, so we're just going to do our thing and just see what comes out. But sorry, it's bugging me. But yeah, I hope you guys have been good. I hope everything has been good with you. This is the first card to come out as Death card. It's like, what a way to start a reading, right? I mean, we're in Scorpio season, so it's like the Scorpio energy for sure. But I mean, that's just like pretty on brand with what's been going on with the energies. It's been pretty intense. I'm not gonna lie, I've been going through my own, personal cleansings and healings. I kind of went into hermit mode for about a week or so. I just kind of kept to myself. I just didn't really talk to anybody too much. I just kind of just wanted to get in my own little zone for a little bit. I already only really post about once a week as it is, so it kind of lined up with my schedule. But yeah, I just kind of decided I needed some space to just process some things. So let me grab the cards. It fell under my seat, sorry. Okay, we have some interesting cards here. I mean, we got a little bit of a stack. I wanted a few cards to come out. We're going to talk about what first came out, though. We're going to be doing, which we had, like, Death. Oh, by the way, thank you for watching. If you're new, welcome. And if you're already here, as usual, welcome back. It is really good to see you guys. I should probably do my spiel. If you want to book a personal reading or see any of the other services, that's in the description. I also do, like, reels on Instagram and stuff. And the readings that I do here, we usually expand upon those readings. But I just again wanted to say that I really do appreciate you guys. Y'all have become a very big part of my life, and I just wanted to say I'm grateful for that. I was reflecting on that last night, how just me doing these readings, at first it was just always coming on to do readings, but now like I'm genuinely connecting with multiple people on a regular basis through here, and I'm very grateful. I say this like every video, but it's because I'm very grateful. Dap it up for me real quick, okay? But Death and Three of Swords. So I mean, this major endings, dude. I don't really know how else to put it. Sorry, this is fix my phone just a little bit. It's a lot. It's a lot that's been going on, I feel like, for all of us in the collective, in our collective, within ourselves, within the world. So much is going on. So much is changing. So many things are falling away, and I feel like this is what eclipse season has brought to our front door, to our doorstep. It's really asking us to look like, okay, what isn't working anymore? Like, it's really learning to let go of the heartbreak, but more than anything, it's like embracing it and accepting it. And I feel like this is the state of acceptance. It's accepting the things that haven't worked. It's accepting the things that are falling away. This is really what was coming through in the reading for Instagram as well. Accepting the things that weren't working, accepting the things that were not falling away, and being okay with that. That doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean it's going to be something that you one day wake up and you're like, I'm 100% fine. It's like, nah, like it's gonna take time. And I kind of feel like that's the energy coming through, especially with these eclipse energies. I mean, we're just now closing out eclipse season, right? So it's like we had the first eclipse back on the 25th, I think it was, leading all the way up until now. Eclipse season is basically done at this point, and now we just have a little bit left going into 2023. If you do follow the Gregorian calendar, I mean, if you do follow like other calendars, like lunar calendars and stuff, there's a different type of new year and stuff. But regardless, I feel like this is just a big review of everything that's gone on this year. It's been a tough year for all of us. I think it's been difficult for different reasons. I mean, there's been a lot of healing involved, a lot of falling away with the Lionsgate portal leading up to now. you know, I've been tapping into you guys and getting to know you guys not long before that portal. I mean, it's only been a few months since I've been doing this, but, you know, really watching how much we've gone through from that point until now, it's pretty impressive to like see how we're still here. Not to say that we shouldn't be, but I'm just letting you know that I appreciate the fact that you're still showing up for yourself, not even watching these videos or anything like. Well, yes, I mean, I'm grateful for that too, but I just want to let you know, like, I see the progress in the readings, and even if I don't see you personally face to face, I feel like I can see your progress, and I'm really grateful to see that you're continuing to show up for yourself, because I know that when you're in this energy, it's not easy. It's not easy for anybody, and anybody can go through this for different reasons. It doesn't always have to be romantic. I know these are love readings, but keeping in mind, like, love doesn't just have to be romantic, man. This could be family, friends, all kinds of stuff that have been falling away in our lives during the season, Scorpio season. Major shifting energy. Let's go ahead and tap into the other cards. There's a lot of lighter energies that came through afterwards. I just wanted to get those out of the way. Not to get them out of the way, but I just wanted to have that be the first thing we touch into, because it's like that's the overarching theme, is death and the Three of Swords. And so, like, starting a reading with those, it's not funny. But starting a reading, it's funny in the sense that it's just like intense. You know, it's just like, yeah, you get me. You understand me. I don't feel like I gotta explain that. We have Ace of Cups. We have the Empress. We have the Five of Pentacles. We have the Six of Pentacles. Back to the Ace of Cups. So that's exactly what I was saying. It's like, I feel like there's this sense of really moving into a more balanced space. I feel like you're really embodying this Empress energy more than anything, man. I feel like you're really focusing on yourself right now. You know, you may be open to new love. You may be open to a new beginning with somebody. This could be reconciliatory energy. We haven't actually tapped into like reconciliatory energy, dude, since, God, man, it's been months. If you guys remember, like, we were tapping into a bunch of new stuff for a while, but it looks like we got a little bit of past energy coming through here. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't necessarily, we're going to tap into it. We're going to see what has happened, or what, I don't, I'm not going to do too much like future stuff. You already know me. I don't really do like future readings, anything like that. I just pull what comes out, and we just try to give advice on what's going on, right? I don't like to give false hopes in any kind of reading at all. I want it to be as real as I can. But what I'm seeing here, completely honest, guys, it looks like something has happened where somebody's been left out in the cold. I don't feel like there was balance in the connection. I'm going to be completely honest. I feel like I've said that like 4 times. But being real with you, I feel like there wasn't balance in the connection. Fixing my mic might be allowed. I don't feel like something was balanced, and I feel like I'm seeing a few things. Either something has come to an end with the Death and the Three of Swords because it wasn't balanced, and, you know, somebody left you out in the cold, or you left somebody out in the cold, or boundaries were set, or whatever it is that happened. The other thing I'm seeing is moving from the out in the cold space into a more balanced space. And the reason I say so is because we also have the Ace of Cups and the Empress. And so it's a chronological energy I'm seeing here. I'm seeing this is the energy you were in. This could be, given this is a love reading, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing something came to an end, something wasn't working. Maybe you spoke your mind about something. Maybe you were already very heartbroken about something and you decided, you know what, this isn't really working for me. You just didn't want to be in that energy anymore, so you chose to start a new cycle, okay? You chose to, you know, be okay with being alone. You decided, like, you know what, I would rather just be in my own energy, cultivating my own happiness, focusing on my own emotional independence in order to bring balance into my own life. Now, that's one side of the coin. That's from the internal perspective, right? If we're looking at this externally in terms of a external person that you're dealing with, I do see the same thing in terms of, yes, could have come to an end. There was heartbreak. I feel like there is just a major ending between you and somebody else. This doesn't necessarily mean the relationship is full on done. I mean, if we're looking at these cards here, that's telling me otherwise. But it does look like something came to an end. There may have been a hurtful conversation. Things were said. Things happened. And it led to this being alone space. When I see the Five of Pentacles, you know, that to me is like challenges. There are challenges in the physical realms within this relationship. Something that was not working. There were clashes. This can be just something that just was not flowing, right? And that's the whole reason eclipse season comes into our lives, is to really get us to look at what's not working, what's not flowing, and what we need to do to bring balance into our lives. Now, back to the external circumstance, I am seeing this chronologically. This is where you're maybe were at or have been at or maybe at some point, moving into this more balanced space. I feel like this here is causing the change in perspective. This here is causing you to really see like, okay, what do I need in a relationship that's going to make me feel balanced? But not necessarily in a relationship. This feels like a particular person that you may be dealing with. This is what's coming through. I feel like this is somebody that you may have been dealing with. Maybe I don't know if you've known them for a while or not. We don't really have any indications on a time frame of knowing this person. But the fact that we have like the 5 to the 6 tells me that this could be a past energy. 6s are usually past energies in the tarot. And with the 6 of Pentacles, that can be somebody that you may have known. Could be through work, could be through some kind of career space. If it's really, it doesn't even have to be that. It could just be something tied to the 3D world. Something that, I don't know, social media, like workspaces, friend groups, something that's grounded in reality is kind of what I'm trying to say. Not something where it's like you're tapping into a relationship in the 5D or you're connecting to somebody telepathically that may be coming into your life. It doesn't feel like that. This feels like something that you have been dealing with for some time. Maybe you've been on and off with the person, which is also kind of what I'm seeing with the on and off energy. It's like, 1 minute you're out in the cold, the next minute things are nice and balanced and happy, and you're kind of going back and forth between this, and I feel like it shows yourself. Aside from the point, continuing the external circumstance that we were talking about, this is where I feel like things are moving or have the potential to move. Should you decide to do absolutely nothing and stay in the space and energy you are now, this is the direction that things are moving out into a more balanced space, deciding to actually build. So this is something very serious, right? The Empress energy here is somebody who knows their heart, is not afraid to protect themselves. I always have such a hard time getting the cards to focus. I don't know. But you know what I mean. It's like somebody that is not afraid to really take care of their heart. So, I mean, this is what she's doing. She's taking very good care of herself here. She knows what it is she wants. She's not really out here giving her heart away for free. The Empress is somebody, I would say, is not afraid to be alone. And again, that's the energy and message that keeps coming up. Not being afraid to be alone. Not being afraid to take space to yourself. Not being afraid to tend to your own garden, right? But I feel like this is how somebody is seeing you. Somebody is seeing you in this light of like, okay, this person may have walked away, chosen themselves, but I see them in the space of like they did it because they love themselves and they know what it is they want, and they're either going towards something new, or this could be something that maybe your person is afraid of. They're afraid of you, walking away from this for good and, finding something that's actually going to provide you with what it is you're seeking. Maybe this person could not meet your needs, and that's okay. Not everybody can meet everybody's needs all the time, and that's why I talk about it's important to make sure to get different things from different relationships, both in a friendship space and romantically. And what I mean by that is you may not be able to get every single need met in a romantic space with somebody. That doesn't mean, I'm not saying go and have multiple partners. That's not at all what I'm saying. What I'm saying is recognizing that like you can get different things from different friendships. You can get a certain level of companionship. You can talk about certain types of topics with different people, and you don't have to get everything in one space. And I kind of feel like that's where this balance is coming in, right? I had just had a family drive by me. I mean, there's normally never families that drive up near this. It's usually just people with loud cars. But there was a family, and they had like a nice little van, and they had like a, what do you call that? Not a stroller, the car seat, right? So it looks like they had a kid. That's what I feel like is a message coming through. It's like, I feel like because you know what you want, I feel like you could be somebody who wants that traditional family lifestyle. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not judging. It's whatever makes you happy, right? And I feel like you're not afraid to do that, but I feel like somebody is also seeing you in this way. I don't normally tap into these energies where people are seeing you in a way. We usually tap into like, okay, what are you going through? How can we work through this together? But it looks like this is what Spirit wants us to look at today, is like somebody is looking at you this way. This may be somebody who, even if you're not necessarily involved with them right now, if you had some kind of ending, I feel like they're in this deep state of contemplation about whether or not this is something that can be fruitful for the future. Whether or not you are together with this person is aside from the point. The point is this person sees you this way because you are standing in your power and you know what it is you want. You may have actually spoken up and voiced this to this person, and because of doing so, you've changed the way this person sees you, because now maybe in the past they weren't sure, they weren't taking you seriously. At the bottom of the deck, we do have this Knight of Wands, and then we have the Queen of Swords under that, right? This could have been somebody who was just like not taking you seriously, right? They were just kind of like being very cold, very distant, kind of in this player energy. Even if they were in a relationship or something too, it's like we don't really have any. Oh, I was gonna say we don't really have any threes, but I mean we do have a 3 right here. Yeah, we're tapping into we're tapping into some things, guys. We're going to talk about this real quick, because this is pretty intense energy. I know I keep pulling cards, but this is pretty intense energy. And this is like, oh my god, we're going to pull another. Alright, we're going to stop right there, because this is a lot that's coming out. And I want to talk about this with you guys, because this is important energy that I feel like needs to be talked about, okay? We talked about all of this. We just talked about all of this. And that's the conflict that's going on, guys, and we're going to go through these one by one, you know, like we do. We're going to do our little story time. We have a Tower, we have the Queen of Wands, we have the 10 of Wands, we have the 8 of Wands, we have the 2 of Cups, we have the 5 of Swords, we have the 3 of Wands, and the Queen of Swords to the 9 of Wands. You know, man, I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to bring it up, but man, Spirit has gotten me to talk about it, guys. You know, I feel like there was a third-party situation. This is not something that normally comes up in our readings. I can't think of a time we've really had this come up in our readings, except maybe back in the day when I first started reading. But the fact of the matter is, it looks like you're sharing a connection here with somebody who either is already in a relationship or has entanglements elsewhere. I'm trying to figure out a way to talk about these in a way that makes sense, because there are a lot of cards that came out. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this like this. We already talked about these two. This is the conversation that came up. I feel like you decided you were no longer willing to put up with somebody who is in this energy. That's what led to the death in the 3 of Swords. Again, 3 of Wands. Could speak of like your ships coming in, being patient. Could also speak of the third-party energy, kind of, you know what I mean? We'll see what else comes out. The reason I say so is because I feel like this is where we're at now. Okay? So this is the conflict I feel like that has come up in whatever situation you're dealing with. I feel like there has been a discussion. It doesn't necessarily feel like it was a happy discussion. And the reason I say so is because we have the 5 of Swords. That's conflict, mental conflict, arguments, pettiness, all of that kind of stuff surrounding a connection with somebody that is a very strong connection. Whether or not you moved into a romantic space with this person, 2 of Cups to me tells me that this is a strong connection. However, this is why I kind of was like, okay, we need to talk about this. The Tower, the Queen of Wands, and the 10 of Wands. That to me is the other person, right? Maybe you have been the other person in the situation and you were not aware of that. And maybe that's where this conflict came about, because you said, oh, you know what? I think this is really great. I would like to move in this direction. This conflict and conversation, I now realize that I was the other person all along. Or however that goes, however that resonates. I'm not going to tap too much into that. I mean, we're going to pull some more cards with another deck and see what comes out. But it's like, man, that's the Tower moment right there. Realizing that, like, yes, this could be something that moves into this space of somebody who's passionate and knows what they want. But, I mean, I don't do reversals for a reason in this deck. And that's because I intuitively will channel and pick up on the messages. And 10 of Wands to these cards here. I mean, I feel like you're really letting go of the burdens. I mean, this is something where I feel like this is a major cycle you've been closing out. It's a cycle where you may have found yourself in situations, in third-party situations in the past, and you're now deciding that you don't want to be a part of that. You could have been complicit in the past. You could have decided that, hey, I would like to continue to talk to this person even though I know they have a partner, knowing that you have feelings for them or they have feelings for you or whatever the situation is. That looks like you put an end to that. That's really what I see. I see like you're standing up for yourself because you know that you are the Empress, right? You know that this is what you want. And you're not afraid to like focus on yourself to get that. You know what I mean? I don't feel like it's a terrible thing to know what you want. And I feel like it's very brave of you and courageous to stand up for yourself and say no to these kinds of energies. And I feel like either you caused the Tower moment for somebody that was in that night energy, or the Tower moment came to you and you decided to, you know, cut ties or whatever it is you decided to do. We're going to go ahead and pull some more cards. This is a pretty intense energy. I mean, like I said, man, this is really on brand with the eclipse and the full moon and stuff that's going on. So let's pull some stuff that comes out. With we're going to use the Golden Dawn. I think regardless, two of Pentacles fell out. It's going to be going back and forth. We're going to pull some more cards, though. I think regardless, you know, regardless of whether or not you're in that situation or you decided to move away from the situation, it came up, Three of Cups came up in the middle. You know, guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that's what you're going through. I just do send my condolences. That's not an easy thing to endure for anybody. Any of the people in that situation is not easy for. So, proud of you for doing your thing and standing up for yourself and knowing what you want. You know, that's good. Okay, let's pull some more cards. Let's see what comes out. Give thanks to my guides, my angels, my ancestors, and spirit for any messages that want to come through. Okay. Wow. Whoa. That was a lot of cards. Okay. Give me a sec. I dropped a bunch of cards. Only like 2 cards, but we got like a huge stack. Wow, we had a lot of cards. Look at how many cards we got, dude. We got so many cards. It's crazy. All right, let's go and tap into these. Cool, man. The guy just fishtailed. He was trying to drift, I think, but he just kind of fishtailed. It's pretty cool. He's dropping a little Z. Anyways, 3 of Cups, King of Cups, 5 of Pentacles again came out. We have the Emperor this time, the High Priestess, the, what is that, Prince of Pentacles? Oh, Prince of Wands, excuse me, the Moon, the 4 of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles, the 7 of Wands, the Prince of Swords, back to the, oh wait, the 4 of Cups, and the Empress, and the Princess of Wands, and the King of Wands, and the Lovers, which is the last card. My God, what are you all getting involved in? Let me take a sip of my drink real quick. What is going on? Are you guys okay? Are you okay? I really pray that you're okay, because this is crazy energy, dude. I mean, where do I even start, dude? All right, let's go ahead and pull a few cards here. This is a crazy reading. I don't know. We normally have pretty tame and chill readings, and you know, they can be heavy and stuff, but man, this is something else, guys. Like, I don't know what's going on. This eclipse is really throwing everybody through some craziness. All right. Okay. Formulating a story in my head, by the way. Just give me 1 second. Because these are just so many cards, but I just want to make sure I'm like actually not just, I want it to make sense. I like weaving them together like a little story. Now we got a big, this isn't even a story, this is a movie. This is a straight cinematic masterpiece that y'all are going through right now. Okay. This is all gonna make sense soon, but let me just, man, this is a lot, dude. All right, that there. Thank you for being patient with me while I sorted those out. Here's what we're gonna do. We got these here. We got the four of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, and then we have the Counterparts. Okay. So I guess we're tapping back into Twin Flame energy, man. I normally don't dwell too much on Twin Flame energy, Counterparts, or stuff like that. But man, what else am I supposed to say? We have the Lovers, we have the Empress, and we have the Emperor that came out. That's what I feel like is going on, and that's why I feel like things are so intense. This goes back to stuff that we were tapping into like months ago. If you guys remember when I first started reading, like maybe about a month into it, this is the kind of energy that was coming out. We were tapping into that third party stuff. We were tapping into the people that were the gossiping and all that kind of stuff, because that's what's coming back out. And I feel like this might have to do with the same type of situation. Okay. Reason I say so, since we have the counterparts and that is known, these are all the different people that are involved, right? We have a lot of stuff that's involved right here. And it's a lot of different people, man. That's why I have the Three of Cups that came out. And I wanted to put all of these court cards together because I feel like these are just different opinions. There's so many opinions surrounding this connection. I mean, not even just on their end, on your end. I feel like there's your own friends, your own tarot readers that you watch, your own spirit guides, your own readings that you do for yourself, your own thoughts, your own feelings. This is everything. Laying it all out there. I mean, I feel like not only do you have opinions, your friends have opinions, but their friends have opinions. If they're in a relationship, maybe that person knows and has opinions. You know what I mean? Maybe they could have blocked you. I don't know. Maybe you're not even in communication with this person. Like I said, the reason I put these together is just to show you just how much is going into this. And it's not just, I mean, this situation, dude, is affecting so many different people. We don't have any other counterparts but the Empress and the Emperor. Well, I guess you can technically consider these counterparts. The Prince, you know, this could be like family members or something. I don't know. It could be a friend group. It could be an older person in the friend group. I mean, I'm not going to touch too much on these people other than the fact just to confirm, if you are wondering, that yeah, there's a lot of different things. A lot of different moving parts. There's a lot of gossiping going on about this. I feel like there's just a lot of people with eyes on you, your person, and this connection. Which can be, you know, it can be a stressful thing to have to go through. It can be very stressful. I found it interesting that these are here. But I feel like you both are not really wanting to let go of each other. Which is the crazy thing about it. I mean, this has been so much that has happened between you two. It doesn't really feel like you want to let go, though. You know, I feel like, yeah, like there's been some disappointments and there's a lot of challenges that you can overcome. Keep in mind, you know, healthy relationships do have obstacles that can be overcome. Just because there's an obstacle in a relationship does not mean that it is the end of a relationship. But taking the space that you need, which we're going to see here soon, is necessary for you to really learn the lessons of all of these cards. The Four of Pentacles, I feel like, teaches you about boundaries, both physical and emotional, both like what you want in a relationship, how you want to feel in a relationship. These are the kinds of energies that come out in a situation like this. We are running out of time, though, so let me hurry up and finish up with these last cards, and then we'll close it out. This is what I feel like is kind of coming forward here. I feel like, I mean, there's a lot of defensiveness. I feel like there's definitely a need to use your intuition here because there's a lot that's not being shown. I mean, there's a lot of deep emotions between you and this person. There's a lot that's gone on, but I feel like right now you're just really resting and taking care of yourself and really just understanding that both of you guys really probably need this space right now to be able to come to terms with what it is this relationship is teaching you. Again, if this truly is a twin flame or counterpart situation, that's usually what happens. We talk about divine relationships all the time, and we also talk about everything that happens in them. And you know, this just so happens to be there is a rainbow right in front of me. Very cool. It's like hardly noticeable, but it's like, yeah, it's almost kind of going away though. Anyways, you know, just stay grounded. Let's pull some advice. I want to pull some final advice before we end this reading. Final advice here, Spirit, for myself and the collective. How can we manage ourselves in this energy or anything? Just advice. Because this is intense. And if you're going through this, just know that you are not alone. There are many of us that go through these things as well. Especially if you're watching this reading, I can guarantee you that many of us are experiencing this on different levels in different types of relationships. So let's get some final advice here, Spirit, because I don't want to just pull cards on saying this is going terribly or amazingly and not give any advice at all. So we're going to pull final advice here for you. We do have some. So it's the Nine of Cups. I feel like the advice for you right now is to really just focus on your emotional independence. Like, I feel like you're going to be gaining the clarity that you do need. You're going to be getting that personal victory, right? It's really focusing on that. Like, what does a personal victory look like for you? If you were to reconcile with this person, if you were to try to work things out with this person, I guess the advice here, dude, is just really make sure that you're taking care of your own emotions. Don't place your emotions on another person to make them responsible for how you feel. And it's really understanding that, like, I think there's going to need to be a shift of perspective here in order for you to come to this personal victory. Like, if you really, really want this relationship to work, and you are just dead set on working things out with this person, you're going to need to approach it from this space. Approach it from the space of being balanced, for sure. This can be personal victory, yeah. Like, what does a personal victory for you look like in this relationship? Like, I guess the advice here is, like, really communicate that. If you have the opportunity to and you decide you want to work things out, you know, really learn to communicate your needs and desires, and be okay if they can't meet all of them. If this person can't meet every need and desire, like, make sure that you can meet your own needs and desires to an extent. And again, realizing that, like, you can look outside of the relationship for, you know, different friend groups and different stuff like that to fulfill those needs that don't always have to be fulfilled in a relationship, because everybody has their limits and shouldn't be responsible for every single wanted need of every single person. Or, you know what I mean? In a relationship, you shouldn't have to be responsible for every single need and want for one person, especially needing to take care of yourself, okay? I feel like that's a really great piece of advice from Spirit, because this is really intense, and I know it can be really difficult to manage that and navigate that. And I feel like this is just confirmation from the universe. The last card of the reading, the universe is just here to let you know that you are supported. If you really feel like you need that extra help, like, just don't be afraid to ask for it. You know what I mean? And don't be afraid to ask the universe for signs. Oh, it's fishtailing again. To ask the universe for signs, help, support. You'll get what you need. And I feel like this is just confirmation that, like, I know things seem crazy right now, and I mean, we're in that crazy freaking eclipse energy as it is, which is why I wanted to do the reading, because I just felt like it'd be good to tap into that, right? But yeah, man, intense. This is intense. I want to close it out with one last card. Since the reading is about to close, we have like 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes. I want to get one final card here. Final piece of advice with the Animal Messages deck. Spirit, anything you have for us. Okay, I have like, oh my god, I'm almost out of time. I have like less than a minute. Okay. Spider. It says, travel will open up new possibilities and one special connection. This is what we had last reading, guys. I feel like this is a continuation of that reading. If you want to watch the last reading, maybe you'll get some insight there. I feel like this is just one person that either... It's just like you guys have created that web. That's what I'm seeing. You guys have created that web together. There's some kind of third energy that you guys are both working through. I don't feel like either of you want to let go of each other. You guys obviously have a lot of love for each other, but you do realize that in order for this relationship to work, it is going to take work. You may be at a distance from this person. You may need to travel towards this person to have that real conversation that is needed to be had. Keep in mind, the last bit of advice we got was to, you know, be honest, be truthful. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself, but also be compassionate of the other person. So thank you for watching. I know this was intense, but I appreciate you watching either way. I love you. Best of luck. I pray for you, and I will see you in the next reading. All the other stuff you need to see, readings and all that, booking is in the description. I love you. Goodbye. Have a good day.